Hi, this is my review of Twelfth Night by William Shakespeare, which is part of my year-long Shakespeare project where I'm trying to read 10 Shakespeare plays. I decided to read Twelfth Night first for a couple of reasons. One, I know it's a comedy, so I felt like that was a good way to start. I was also already a tiny bit familiar with the plot, and it was assigned to me in my first year of university, and I only read a part of it then, so I figured it'd be nice to catch up with it now. So like I said, Twelfth Night is a comedy which was written in 1601, 1602. It's about Viola and her twin brother Sebastian. They are both shipwrecked separately in a country called Illyria. Neither of them knows the other person is alive, and Viola decides to dress herself as a boy, Cesario, and offer her services to the Duke Orsino, who then asks him/her to go to Lady Olivia to profess Orsino's undying love to her. She isn't interested in the Duke, but does take quite a liking to Cesario, or Viola. But meanwhile, Viola has fallen in love with the Duke herself. And while all this is going on, Olivia's servants are kind of playing a prank on the steward of the house, Malvolio, who wants to marry Olivia, and they write a fake letter that he finds and makes a complete fool of himself. And as you can imagine, with all these crazy things going on and one twin still wandering around somewhere, it all comes together in a crazy and hilarious conclusion. In this book, the play is only 90 pages, but the book itself is 240, so there's loads of extra explanations, and there is an introduction that I've been reading. Reading Shakespeare is definitely something that gets better as you reread it and study it and read extra information. So for example, some things that I discovered while reading the introduction was that kind of Shakespeare breaks the fourth wall, kind of, in this play. The play is set in the exotic Illyria, but then one of the characters mentions that they'll see each other in a bit at the Elephant, which is where they're staying, which also happened to be a pub really close to the Globe Theatre where this play would have been performed, and where maybe some of the people seeing this play were actually staying. When this play was being performed, before the play would start, there were people playing music to kind of entertain the crowd, and obviously they would stop once the first character would appear. But the famous first line of this play is, "If music be the food of love, play on." And once again, by having one of these characters address the people that are playing music, in the introduction it's kind of compared to if you'd have like an opening sequence in a movie and the first line by the first character would be, "Oh, keep playing that tune, I like it." Of course, reading this play is not the same as seeing it performed. Another thing mentioned in the introduction is that you don't even find out Viola's name until the very end of the play, because in one of the first scenes she conceals herself as a boy. So while you're seeing the play, what you're seeing is a male character, but while you're reading the play, the directions still say Viola every time she says something. This being the first Shakespeare play I've read in a really long time, I did find it quite challenging to get through. Sometimes all you get is just the general gist of a paragraph. You just think, oh, they're making fun of this person. That's all I can get from this. So when I was halfway through, I decided to buy this DVD, which is a performance of Twelfth Night at the Globe with Stephen Fry in the role of Malvolio. It's quite recent. It was performed in 2012-2013 at the Globe Theatre. So I decided to watch all of this and then finish the play, and it helped me out so much. It kind of cleared up the confusion I had about certain characters, and it's just a million times more hilarious when you watch it played out. There is a kiss in here that is not in any of the actual directions, so you wouldn't find out about that if you're just reading the play on the page. Also, this is a very traditional cast, as in an all-male cast, which means that the actor who's playing Viola is a man playing a woman playing a man. And what also helped so much is having a live audience that you can actually see. It's so easy to imagine that you're back in like the 17th century. And then finally, the one thing that's kind of connected to this play is another movie, She's the Man, which is loosely based on Twelfth Night, with Amanda Bynes playing Viola, who takes her brother's place at a school called Illyria because she wants to play football, so she has to dress up as a boy. She falls in love with her roommate, Duke Orsino, who in turn is in love with a girl called Olivia, and he makes Viola/Sebastian try to win Olivia over, who instead falls in love with her/him. It's just like one of those amazingly bad movies that because of that are quite enjoyable. Okay, so that was my first full experience reading Twelfth Night and discovering some of the adaptations of it. I think that the next one that I'm going to read will be Hamlet, because Crash Course Literature just did a video on that. But after that one, I will let you guys pick the next one I'm going to read. Now, if you're reading along with me for the Shakespeare Project, I would love to hear what you're reading right now and how it's going. If you have read Twelfth Night, I would love to see a video response, or just tell me what you thought in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Doei!